Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's having an amazing day today. We are going to get started. I'm going to send out my shares so that people can get in here who are available. And if not, they can catch it on YouTube and we'll keep it pushing. But I want to welcome you back if you've already been here. And if you are new here, hi, my name is Kendra. I'm a plant based lifestyle strategist. I'm here to support you in understanding what is going on with our society when it comes to what we're doing to our body, what we're putting on our body, what we're putting in our body, how it's harming us and keeping us from the health that we deserve and the health that we need to be achieving. And we don't even really know how to take care of our body. So I'm here to help you to understand that your body is a healing vessel and your body should be consistently and constantly healing. And if it's not healing, there's a block. And so that block is keeping you from the health that you deserve and the health that you need for you to stay in a space of not being diabetic, not being PCOS or having fibroids or sitting here developing diseases, going back and forth to the doctor, leading yourself to cancer, having inflammation. All of these things stem from the foods that you consume and the products that you use. And so you have to understand and wrap your brain around the fact that we have been taught to poison ourselves. Society is literally taught to poison you. You are taught to poison yourself by society. And so if you want to release that, it starts with your mind. And so the stress that you are putting on your body from day to day, from you going to work, you sitting here having issues when it comes to being at home or having issues at work or being overworked, not being paid enough, all of these things add on stress. And you don't even account for the fact that you eat terribly. You use terrible products full of chemicals. You have terrible products full of chemicals in your home. And these also add on different types of stress in your life. Stress doesn't just come from external sources, from people. It also comes from the things that you do to your body. So if you are consuming McDonald's, Burger King, you're sitting here eating a bunch of crap, you have to understand that you're making yourself stressed on the inside. And so we look at that and we see that and we don't connect the dots of the fact that the reason why you're anxious all the time, the reason why you're having to go back and forth to a therapist is not necessarily because you can't deal with your job. It's because you don't know how to deal with the stress that you have achieved, that you have put on your life, as well as that job has put on your life. Maybe you have kids and they're stressing you out, and you don't pinpoint exactly what is causing all of the stress, not realizing you are malnourished. You don't give your body enough nutrients. And so, yeah, you're stressed out. Yeah, you're struggling. And if you are struggling and you are stressed out, or you feel like you identify with any of these, hey, how are you? I'm here to support you, and we can start tackling that and releasing that and understanding how to support yourself so that you can be in the space of feeling vibrant and feeling good and knowing that you're supporting your body. I'm doing absolutely amazing today. Thank you for asking. You've been plant-based for, you said, for how long? I saw that notification, but then for 7 years, it's absolutely, you've been vegan for 7 years, is absolutely amazing. I'm plant-based, and if you don't know the difference, for the people that are just joining me, hi, my name is Kendra. I'm a plant-based lifestyle strategist, and I'm here to support you in understanding how to support your body in healing, because your body is a healing vessel. And if it's not healing, then there's a block. And you have to release that block in order for your body to be healing. Thank you for all the follows, guys. And so the difference for me, and before I dive in, is understanding the fact that like vegan and plant-based are two different things for me. And I'm not saying that everybody has to go plant-based, but you have to get back to the basics, and that's what that looks like. And so a lot of vegans eat a lot of vegan products, but do not realize the fact that those products have additives and fillers that are harmful to your body and that are toxic. And they don't really mind them because they know at the end of the day, they're not eating animal products, they're not eating dairy, and so that's viewed as bad because we know the issues that come with that, but they don't realize the fact that those additives and fillers are just as bad. Those soy products are just as bad. And so we sit here and we don't realize this as a whole, not just the vegan community, but as a whole, as a society, we don't realize how we are poisoned. And so I came to realize that, and I was vegan at first. I've been in this lifestyle for 3.5 years, but then I moved away from calling myself vegan to going plant-based because I realized that the vegan community does not support me, and meat and dairy does not support me, and additives and fillers are in the vegan community, so I can't call myself vegan. And so I am plant-based. I don't consume meat, I don't consume dairy, I don't eat any additives or fillers that are going to harm my body, and I know how to make my own holistic ways of medicine. I know how to use chemical-free products. I understand how to support my body without a whole bunch of chemicals added and a whole bunch of fillers in my food. And so Vegan does not equal healthy, exactly. And so we're going to dive into the fact that today we're talking about stress. So I'm not going to necessarily just go into the whole plant-based lifestyle and things like that, but we're going to be talking about stress and how we do not understand the fact that like stress is linked to our health. It's linked to our habits. Its stress is linked to us being able to manage or us having to disassociate ourselves from our life. It's also linked to the fact that I lost my train of thought. Goodness gracious. It's linked to the fact that our mindset is negative. That's what I was going at. Our mindset is determining, and our mindset is determined by how we handle our stress. And so we sit here and we don't even realize how negative we are because we're stressed out, because we're going through all of these things. And stress makes you sick. Stress stores inside of your body. And we all know what the stress hormone is. It's cortisol. And we all understand that, but we don't realize the fact that majority of society is not releasing the stress the way that they need to. Majority of society is disassociating themselves every single day in order to make it by. We're living day by day, and we're sitting here stressed out. We're overworked, and since the pandemic, as you can tell, because stats don't lie, the statistics don't lie. Since 2019, the statistics have gone up tremendously when it comes to people being stressed out and having chronic illnesses. And you see that in the stats, how the fact that it went from 1 minute, majority of the percentages were around the 30s and the 40%, that it's ramped all the way up to high 40s, all the way into 50s now when it comes to chronic illnesses and stress. And this has led to mental illness raising as well. And so now mental illnesses are raised from being from around 30, I think 30 to high is like 40s, like mid 40s, to now it's all the way up to like 49s to 50s. And so you see that and you recognize those statistics like I do, because you can see the issue, you can hear the issue because you're listening. But I was looking and you can see the issues on the charts, and you start to realize the fact that people are not managing stress the way that they need to be. And you see that they link why people are stressed out, what are they stressing over, and people are stressing over two different things: their health and money. They're two different things that they're stressing out, that is leading all of these same people in the same category of being chronically ill or too stressed out to manage. And so they're sitting here developing a mental illness. And so when you look at that and you see that statistic, you see that fact, what are we going to do about it? How are we going to support ourselves? And a lot of people do not know how to support themselves. And so if you are one of these people who want to be able to support yourself, and you want the benefit of you feeling good and vibrant and releasing this hold that you have when it comes to stress, or learning how to manage your stress better, developing healthier habits for yourself, which starts with your mindset, then I can support you, because there's so many different health benefits that come from you implementing this in your life. And if you're feeling tired, or you're feeling stuck, and you're feeling stuck in a negative space, and you feel like that you need a step towards a healthier lifestyle, if you're a newbie, or maybe you've been in a healthy lifestyle and you just need to amplify it more, or maybe you're a parent and you just feel like you just need a positive example of how to shift that. Because I'm not a parent, but I used to work with kids. I've worked with every single age. And so like I understand, and I have seen from the most stressed out parents to the ones that are actually supported. I've seen the high class paid people to the lower class paid people. I have seen every single middle class, lower class, higher class. I've seen it all. And so I understand, and I have taken that, and I have realized the fact that like it's not the lack of trying. Or if you're stressed out, it's not because you don't try. It's not because you don't try to release it. It's because you don't know the strategies for you to get into the space of getting out of that mindset. Because it's all about a mindset. Because at the end of the day, your mind shapes your reality. Regardless of what you're going through, if you know that you can get through it, you're going to get through it. If you feel like you can't get through it, you're not going to get through it. That's the same way that people get into a depressive episode and they can't think themselves out of it. That they can't get out of that thinking process, that thinking mode. And so they sit there and they ponder and they hold on to it. And then eventually they think themselves into suicidal mode. And I'm not speaking just because I went to school to be a psychologist. I was once there. I was once one of those people that could literally think myself into an episode. I could think myself into stress. I could think myself into be sitting here and struggling and not feeling good. Think myself into all of these things. And you have to realize that the things that you have going on in your life are tailoring and catering to your stress. And so you have to start choosing yourself and showing yourself love and managing your stress better. And so that starts with you realizing that you're not managing it correctly, realizing that this stress is storing inside of your body. And when stress stores inside of your body, if you do not know, when the cortisol raises inside of your body, which is your stress hormone, stress is not dealt with correctly because you don't know how to, and so it stores inside of you. And so when the stress stores inside of you, your internal organs age faster than they're supposed to, and then that leads you to having illnesses like inflammation, because stress does make you inflamed on the inside, because cortisol is literally a stress hormone which stresses out your organs. And so as you're inflamed, not only are you internally aging your organs, but you're also literally sitting there making yourself sick, because inflammation leads you to disease. And so when you develop these diseases and you don't know where they came from, but you've been stressed out for 20 plus years, that's when the doctor looks at you and tells you they don't know why you developed PCOS. You're healthy as can be. They don't know why you have kidney disease. You're healthy as can be, but you have heart disease all of a sudden. They don't know why. And they don't know because they cannot test for the stress levels in your body. They can only test to see if cortisol has been released, which everybody has stress in their life. So everybody's going to have a certain amount of cortisol released. But they cannot tell you that you have stress stored inside of your kidneys and in your lungs and inside of your liver. They cannot tell you the fact that your liver is not functioning properly to release and reset your organs like it needs to every single day. And so it's been storing, and your kidneys are not filtering your blood the way that they need to because it's been storing toxins. And so you sit here and you realize the fact that you are not managing stress correctly because you're ill, because you're getting sick, because things are getting worse in society. The stats are not lying. And literally observing society, regardless if you do research and look at stats or not, you can observe and you can look around and you can see and you can tell. Looking outside, you count 10 people and look at, out of those 10 people that you have counted, how many of them are in a healthy state? How many of them are not overweight? How many of them don't look like they're literally run to the ground? How many of them look happy? You see all these people on society that look angry, and that whole like RBF thing, for especially for women, because they love to say that, you have to realize that's a mentality. Because I used to be there too, and like sometimes I can get deep into thought, and like depending on what I'm thinking about, it can really get there. But you have to understand the fact that like if you constantly have like a RBF and people are always saying that like you always look unhappy, you have to realize that what's going on inside of your brain. You have to take a mental inventory. What's happening inside of your brain? What's happening with your thought processes? What are you thinking about that's making you sit there with a mad face or a sad face or an angry face? Because whatever making people question if you are in a happy mood. Because you know when you're happy, you just, that it's energetically felt. And so if somebody is thinking that you have an attitude and somebody's sitting there feeling like you always have RBF or something like that, and they're commenting, and yeah, it's irritating because I've been there, but you have to question and wonder why. Like, is that the energy you're giving off? Do you give off a stressful energy that you feel like everybody has to be on edge around you? What's the energy that you give when you walk into the room? Do you make people feel filled up, or do you make people feel stressed out? Because if you're constantly stressed out, I can guarantee that's the energy you're giving off. Because that's just the energy you can, that's the only energy you can emit, because that's the only energy you have is stress. That's the only energy you have to give is stress. And so you have to observe and you have to take mental inventory of yourself and realize, are you in a negative space mentally, or are you in a positive space? What is your mental mentality? Are you constantly thinking about how you can't do this? Diet culture doesn't support you. I don't know if you're suffering from any issues, but if you're sitting here dealing with any kind of illness, you have to understand that your body can heal from anything. If you have been diagnosed with anything, any type of diseases, you can heal. A diagnosis is not a lifetime thing. It's not a life sentence. It's something that it's telling you and showing you there's a block. It's your body's way of speaking to you. And since there's a block, since there's something holding you, you have to, I'm trying to think of it. It's your job to figure out what that block is. You have to figure out that block, because if you don't figure out that block, that's how you develop cancer. That's how you leave this earth earlier than what you're designed to. That's how you internally age yourself to the point where you were led to having to have all of these surgeries, having to have your gallbladder removed, having to have all of these different prescriptions in your life, because you do not deal with that block. Because your body should constantly be releasing and resetting so that it can heal. And if you do not know how to do this, I'm hosting an amazing masterclass that is going to support you in releasing those blocks when it comes to your mindset, and releasing the stress that you have, and getting to a space where you can manage the stress easily. It all starts with your mind. Thank you for the follow. But you have to understand that if you are in a space of not taking care of your body, these healthy habits have to become your normal. And so if you want that for yourself, for you to shift your health and to shift your lifestyle, come work with me. I can support you. Even if you don't necessarily know if you want to tap into the masterclass, you can always book a one-on-one with me. Currently, right now, I am running a bundle where if you book a one-on-one, you get my Purge the Poison ebook that's showing you common toxins that are inside of your food and different swaps that will allow you to be able to understand how to read your labels and also to be able to still enjoy snacks but not be harming yourself in the process. And then also paired with those two, you get my transition to a plant-based lifestyle masterclass that is going to give you the foundation of understanding what you need to do, why you need to do it, because we are sick. And regardless if you stay in a plant-based lifestyle, which I suggest, you have to get back to the basics for your body to be healing and knowing how to reset and you to know how to take care of your body. Because society tells you taking care of your body looks like you going and getting NyQuil. Society tells you taking care of your body looks like you going out and getting Alka-Seltzer Plus. You going to get Pepto-Bismol. That's taking care of your body. Getting these medications and prescriptions that are toxic to your body, filled with chemicals, and that are throwing you off hormonally. This is what's normal to our society. And you have to realize that this little box of normal is keeping us ill, it's keeping us sick, and we have to release it. And it's time for us to shift. And if you want that shift for yourself, then you will tap into that. And that is only for a limited time, that one-on-one bundle. It will go back to the original where you just get the one-on-one with me. But if you book it right now, for it is $247, but you get 3 for the price of 1 versus you just getting the one-on-one with me. And you get the strategy session with me that I teach you how you could do this for yourself in the space that you are currently in so that you can shift with ease. And so I have a lot of women on my account that follow me. So for women especially, we have to understand that like our stress level is way higher than men right now. Even though men are suffering more and more rates when it comes to high blood pressure and heart disease, we are leading when it comes to being highly stressed out and underrepresented. And that is according to the APA website and the CDC website that talks about the fact that since they have been doing studies and they have been taking inventory since 2019 all the way to 2023 doing a follow-up, women feel underrepresented, and they also feel highly more stressed than men. And so we have to look at that. And literally it's out of 5.3 versus a 4.8 out of 10. So 5 women out of 4 men, every 5 women out of every 4 men feel like this in a rate of 10. And so we have to understand that. And I'm looking at my notes if you're wondering what I'm looking at, because I made notes. And it's not like I didn't study. I just know that I will mix the stats up if I don't. But the higher rates of stress is representing in the women's community. Thank you for the follow. And you know how it's representing itself? Because look at how society is women are in society right now. What's going on with women right now? And I know you can tell me, but what's going on with women? Like, I just want you to like sit there and think about what are women complaining about right now, especially fertility issues. Think about it. We're overworked, we're stressed out, underrepresented, and not heard. And what's the fall of that? Because you look at all of these women back in the day, you even go back into like the early 90s, you go back into the 70s, the 80s, and all of that. These women weren't sitting here with PCOS and fibroids constantly. You literally meet a woman every day with that nowadays. Some type of diagnosis when it comes to fertility, some type of diagnosis when it comes to some type of like IBS symptoms, PCOS, cysts, fibroids, something going on with their gut internally, their respiratory system, their reproductive system. I said respiratory system, their reproductive system, but still, you look at all of these issues and you see we're overstressed, underrepresented, and you can see that through the illnesses. You don't even have to hear anybody. You can just look at the numbers. The illness is speaking for us. It's our body's way of telling us there's something off. The numbers are alarming. And it's crazy the fact that our society is not taking enough initiative against it, because we don't put two and two together. We don't connect the dots. We don't make enough connections. But I'm here to help you make those connections, because I literally do research. This is my job. I'm a plant-based lifestyle strategist, but I do more than just teach you how to go plant-based. I show you how to be healthy. I show you how to adapt healthier habits to support your body, so that everybody can learn that your body is a healing vessel. Because at the end of the day, your body was made perfectly. Before you were entered into this earth, your body was made perfectly. Before you were entered into your mother and you were starting to incubate, you were made perfectly. When you finally became a being and started to grow and started to, feed off of what your mother fed off of, became DNA from your mother and your father, that's when the issues start to come. That's from the habits that your mother had, the habits that your father had, and were passed down generationally. Diseases are not passed down generationally. Habits are. And we have to understand that every habit has consequences, whether it's negative or whether it's positive. If you have negative eating habits, unhealthy eating habits, those are negative. They're going to reflect, whether it shows up in you or your future kids. And so we have to understand that. Society has programmed us to believe that diseases are passed down generationally, that it just runs in your family, because we love to say that. No, it doesn't. The unhealthy habits run in your family. That's the issue. Cancer doesn't run in your family. Everybody in your family eats fried chicken at least twice a week. That runs in your family. That's the issues that you're having. And so you have to sit here and realize that you're putting your body in a stressed out state. If you don't know how to be healthy and take care of your body is stressed out, and you're putting it in a stressed out state constantly, consistently. And I'm speaking as somebody, here I am, 25, I'm about to be 26 next month, 25 years old, was so inflamed, stressed out, in and out of anxiety, literally always anxious, in and out of depression episodes, sitting here dealing with all of these different issues when it comes to managing my weight, keeping and maintaining a healthy weight, losing weight, being mentally clear. I had developed asthma in high school, and so I was stressed out. I was completely stressed out. My body was in fight or flight mode. Like, there's no other way to describe how my body was. And majority of society is in the same way. Like, now that I am outside looking in, because that box of normal that everybody else fits themselves in, I can literally look at somebody and tell when they're in fight or flight mode, because you can look at their body. They're sitting there overweight. They're sitting there obese. Or they're sitting there just looking like they're stressed out. Like I said, you look like you have RBF. You can look and tell internally and externally when somebody is stressed, because they can look as good as they want to on the outside, but at the end of the day, if they're not taking care of their body the correct way that they need to be, they're internally stressed, they're aging their organs and leading themselves to illness and disease. And we have to stop. Like, that little box of normal is what has led us here to society now being over 50%, raising up to 50%, of high stress levels, chronic illnesses, and having mental illness. Like, you have to draw the line. When are we going to have a boundary? When are we going to sit here and realize the fact that I don't deserve this? Because that's exactly was my energy when I first shifted, and you need to have that energy too. When are you going to say this is enough? When are you going to say, I'm no longer going to fit in this box of normal, because normal is keeping us sick? When are you going to realize that these people who make up these My Plates and this food pyramid that they keep remodeling, and they told you to do this, they told you to go get this milk because of the Got Milk campaign and all this stuff. They're the same people that are telling farmers to stop producing organic fruits and vegetables. They're the same people making farmers sit here and dump and poison and burn their crops. They're the same people that are pushing GMOs and soy and all of this GMO corn, and they're sitting there pushing these GMO animals on you. These same people that are telling you that this box of normal is okay, that going to McDonald's at least once a week is okay. The same people that back these companies like Kellogg's, the people that told you, if you cannot feed your family and afford dinner tonight, go out and buy an expensive $8 box of cereal and feed your entire family on that, are the same ones that are getting your dollar every single day. They're the people that are making you sick, profiting off of you, but you want to question when somebody tells you you need to eat more fruits and vegetables. You want to sit here and argue with somebody when they tell you you don't have to eat meat. When are you going to stop consuming so much crap and start questioning? When are you going to stop being a consumer and start using your body like a person and start treating yourself like a person and treating your body like the temple that it is and like it should be? Because at the end of the day, if you are stressed out, like I said, you are going to be inflamed on the inside and leading yourself to disease, because inflammation leads you to disease, because inflammation is literally toxins built up inside of your body, and stress causes toxins. And if you are not releasing and resetting like you need to be, or you don't know how to release and reset, that's because you have fit in this box of normal, because our society does not teach you how to release and reset. Our society does not teach you how to be healthy. They teach you how to consume, and so that you can make it to day by day to make it to work tomorrow. They teach you to go grab some McDonald's because you can't cook dinner tonight. They tell you to go eat that fast food because you've worked hard today. They tell you that you have worked extra hard today, so you deserve to go get a Big Mac. But they don't tell you the fact that that Big Mac has all types of different kind of canola oil, soybean oil. All this oil is making you inflamed. It has absolutely no nutritional value. It has all of these high calories in it, and that's just the burger. And then you get some fries. You might even get a milkshake or some ice cream on the side with your inflammatory Coke. And you're not sitting here realizing the fact that your habits are literally putting your body in fight or flight mode and stressing you the hell out. So when are you going to stop? It's up to you to make that change, because not only are we stressed out financially already, and they're already talking about that the fact that it's getting worse, it's about to get worse. This man was talking about the fact that they are now telling the people, because Idaho is a big producer when it comes to our potatoes. They're now telling them that they have to stop producing potatoes because of, I think, something with water, because you know that takes a lot of water. And so we have to realize that things are getting more and more expensive. And so you sit here and you spend over $10,000 a year on fast food if you eat out 2 to 3 times a week, and then on top of that you spend at least $20. You're spending at least $10,000 a year on fast food, when you could learn how to cook and make meals at home, meal prep, so that you have food there for when you are sitting here and you don't want to cook. There are many different options for you to do for yourself. You don't have to sit here and eat meat to be healthy. You can get every single nutrient and mineral that you need without meat. And you have been fed a facade. You have been fed literal programming if you think that you cannot. And it's okay. It's just time for you to release that thought. Nobody is blaming you, but it's time for you to release that. Hello from Texas. I am not in Texas, but I want to visit one day. I'm absolutely doing amazing. So you have to understand that financial stress among women is literally up at 50% right now. It used to be 44%. It's gone all the way up to 50. And the same thing with emotional support. It used to be at, which is still really, really high in the beginning, it used to be 63%. Now, since 2023, it has gone all the way up to 68%. And it's not getting any better. And the same thing with how I said that we're literally sitting here as women sick. We're sitting here with PCOS, fibroids, cysts, not realizing that we have a hormonal imbalance. And since we have a hormonal imbalance that we're not dealing with, and we're not dealing with stress correctly, majority of us don't even know how to correctly express our emotions without getting overly emotional and involved with the issue and not being able to express ourselves in a healthy way. And so we hold on to it. So we're holding on to stress. And then on top of holding on to the stress and not having emotional support, now you're sitting here having to cook for somebody else because maybe you have a man, maybe you have a woman, whatever you have at home, maybe you have kids, whatever it is, maybe you care for a parent. Now you're sitting here stressing yourself out even more. And that's not even just covering the fact that you have to go to work tomorrow. And so that long-term stress is not only increasing your chances of having mental illness if you do not have one already or something, a diagnosis already, and that's leading you to having to take antidepressants. It's leading you to taking some type of anxiety medication. Because if you have not had a panic attack, let me tell you, it's something you don't want to lead yourself to, because I was having panic attacks on and off all the way through high school. I had my first panic attack, I think, in like, I want to say a freshman year, and I had no idea what panic attacks were. And so I can speak from firsthand, from literally sitting there in a fight or flight mode for so long, it leads you to having panic attacks. And you do not want to develop panic attacks, because it's like once you trigger one, it's like they just keep coming, because it's like it's kind of like a trigger in your body to say, like, every single time you get to a certain point of thinking and stressing, you're gonna have a panic attack. And I'm not even lying. I met somebody who had panic attacks to the point where, like, they had to go to the hospital every single time that they started overthinking, and usually it was around exam time while we were in school. And so you have to realize that this is no joke. Like, people sit there and love to say, like, panic attacks and all that stuff, that's just something that people do when they have nothing else to worry about, that they have nothing else to do, and they're just really just thinking themselves into it, and that it's something that they can think themselves out of. But it's really not, because when you sit there in a fight or flight mode state for that long, your body has no other thing to do besides panic. And when you're already mentally panicking and your body is physically panicking because you're imbalanced in the physical, what do you think is going to happen? Yeah, you're going to feel like you can't breathe, because you literally cannot breathe. You're built up with toxins. And then on top of that, mentally, you're sitting here thinking about how you're going to die. And so, like, it's really just like, you just sit there and it's like full circle. Make the connection here. Make the connection. Because I did. And, like, it took me a while, but I did. I made that connection, and I realized the fact that, like, girl, you've been sitting here poisoning yourself. You're malnourished. First of all, let's just even get into that. You're malnourished. How in the world are you going to be mentally stable? You eat meat, because I'm speaking. When I say speak, I'm speaking from here, because this is where I used to be. You eat meat, you eat dairy, and you eat a whole bunch of junk. I used to eat cinnamon rolls. I used to sit there and eat a beef jerky early in the morning. Like, I'd eat hot Takis at 8 o'clock in the morning. You're sitting here eating a whole bunch of junk, and then you expect for yourself to be nourished. You expect that you're getting all the nutrients that you need, because they tell you that on the My Plate or the food pyramid, you're supposed to eat pork, you're supposed to eat dairy, you're supposed to sit here and consume all these different types of meat, and they're going to give you all the nutrients that you need. But then you skip over the fact that it also tells you that you need to have the same amount of vegetables and fruits on that plate, that it tells you that this side of your plate needs to be mostly fruits and vegetables, and only this portion is supposed to be meat. And then they tell you to get a good long big glass of milk to throw on there, not telling you that milk is inflammatory. But they've come out with plenty of studies since the Got Milk campaign that tells you that it makes you inflamed. It's going to keep you inflamed. And not only is it making you inflamed, but it's getting you heart disease and high blood pressure. But they don't want to talk about that. But all the people want to argue about the fact that you have to have meat for B12. They want to argue that you have to have eggs for you to have iron and magnesium and all these things. But not realizing the fact that I used to eat all those things. I was literally borderline anemic and iron deficient. How in the world am I? And I ate eggs every single weekend, like clockwork. Eggs at least Saturday and Sunday, at least. I ate meat every day, often, if not with almost every single meal. So how was I deficient in magnesium and iron if I was doing what they told me to do? But now here I am, 3.5 years, no meat, no dairy, no additives and fillers. And I'm no longer deficient in magnesium. I'm no longer deficient in iron. I'm nowhere near anemic. I'm borderline constantly hot, honestly, because I'm just a hot body. And that's how I was before I was borderline anemic. I've always been a hot body. And so once I started to become borderline anemic, I was genuinely confused. And so you have to realize that they have lied to you in every way, shape, or form. And when are you going to release that and stop believing them and set a boundary? Like, yeah, you can listen. You can hear what they have to say, but you don't have to take that word as bond. You can go to the doctor and get everything that you need. Get all of your diagnosis and your tests and everything else. But why do you have to take that prescription? Why do you just immediately assume that prescription is your healing and your health? That is your way to go. Why do you not go home and look up healthy, holistic methods? Why do you not believe that holistic methods are a way that they're going to be able to heal you if holistic wellness was literally the way before Western medicine? It's because they have been programmed you. They keep programming you, and they will consistently program the next generation if we do not stop to realize that they just see us as a dollar sign. They see us as a consumer. They see us nothing more, nothing less. And so it's about changing your mindset to get out of this negative space, because society is so riddled with negativity. when it comes to the TV that we watch, when it comes to people outside and how they act. And then they tell you on the news that all of these people are doing all of this, all these people are having shootings and everything else. You have to sit there and you have to look and you have to realize it's programming. It's programming. And they're programming you to believe what they need you to believe. And then you go and you get all of your fill on how the world is so terrible, and then they throw a commercial about McDonald's and Burger King, and now you're sitting here like, I'm hungry. And instead of you thinking like, let me go in the kitchen and let me make me something that's healthy, you think healthy is a salad. You're like, let me go to McDonald's and let me go get a Burger King, because that's comfort. I've had all of this struggle. I've had all of this stress sitting here watching TV. Now let me go get some comfort, and your comfort is going to get inflammatory McDonald's. Your comfort is you going and eating some Chili's, not realizing they cook their food in inflammatory oil, which makes you stressed out. They have a whole bunch of soy in their food, which literally leads you to hormonal imbalance. They have a whole bunch of GMO foods on their list of ingredients, and you don't even realize it. So when are you going to set a boundary and start to question? That should be the boundary for everybody. That word is not bond in our society nowadays. And so you have to start questioning things. You have to start questioning these people who have time and time again showed you that they do not care about you and they keep on poisoning you. These same people who put laws and regulations on food but know that there are loopholes for these companies to get away with, and they do absolutely nothing about these loopholes. When are you going to set a boundary to stop listening to them? When are you going to set a boundary with yourself to realize the fact that everybody's not going to want to change, but you deserve better? Nobody can make you get there. It's only you. And so you don't have to literally take my word for it. The facts are there. Literally, we're sitting here dealing with people with all these physical issues, and they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on with their body. They're going to the doctor, and these doctors are telling them, I don't know why all of a sudden you're sick. I don't know why you can't lose weight. So here, let me give you this digestive supplement. Not realizing the fact that no supplement, no medication is going to support you the way that changing your habits will. And it will not be able to unless you change your habits. And my dog just came here and literally just like bumped me. Okay, honey, you act like you've never seen me. And so you have to realize that it's so important for you to switch your habits, because if you do not, you are going to be toxic. You already are toxic. And you see that because of the lack of benefits that you're reaping, rather. Look at how society is struggling. They're literally sitting here toxic. And this toxicity is making us sick. Sit, stop. And so when are we going to realize that it's time for us to deprogram and to reprogram our habits? Reparent the habits that you have. Thank you for the follow, because you need it. It's not that you sit here and you're like, oh, you're telling me I have to do it. The doctor's telling me I have to do it. You need it. And that's how your mindset should be. I need this. It shouldn't be, I don't want to do this. Your mind needs to be, I need this, and I'm going to do this because I need this. Because that whole, I should be doing this, I should be eating healthy, I should have a salad today, I should sit there and go on a walk today. The should is keeping you in this space of being stressed. The shoulda, coulda, woulda is keeping you in the space of not doing what you need to do. Switch from should to I want to. I want to go on a walk, so I'm going to. I want to eat healthier, so I'm going to. And healthier does not look like you sitting here having to eat a salad, because I'm going to get a salad today, so I'm not even gonna say anything. I just want a salad. But it's not you sitting here eating a salad. Like literally, I just did a whole cleanse. And I'm gonna do it again. No, probably not tomorrow, honestly, because I got things. I'm not gonna go into detail, but I'm probably not gonna do it tomorrow. But I literally have so much fruit and vegetables left over. I might do it tomorrow, honestly, but either way, I just got off of a cleanse. I did a cleanse for 6 days. I was gonna go for 7, but I needed a kind of a little break, because I knew like the night before I had been really, really craving. And the last thing that I want to do is get off of it and then start binge eating, because I've been craving all these foods and everything, because it's around that time. And so I knew that I was like, okay, you did 6 days. I was planning on doing 5. Like, I did amazing. And so I rewarded myself. I treated myself, and I gave myself a little dinner. And I went out. I only ate half of my burger, and I ate my little side of broccoli and cheese, and that was it. And this is all plant-based, by the way. And so I would have never been in that space for me to one, be able to fruit cleanse completely for 6 days. I wanted to go on 7, really want to go again. Like, honestly, I want to go again. My birthday's coming. Like, I want to be healthy as can be. But I know that, like, I want clearer skin. I want to support myself. I want to feel good. I want to look good. So I am going to cleanse. I am going to do a fruit cleanse. And I wanted to do a fruit cleanse, so I did it. I told myself I wanted to. So I was excited going in that space. I told myself I wanted to continue. So I kept continuing. I didn't quit within 1 or 2 days. I didn't quit the second day when I was super, super hungry and didn't want to do it. I even fasted for 24 hours the first day. And I did it unintentionally because I wanted to support myself. I literally said, I want to look good and I want to feel good. And I knew that I had been feeling bloated. I just felt heavier. And so I wanted to release all of that. And now here I am. I think I've lost at least 10 pounds. And like literally, it's that easy. Because we all know that you can lose 3 to 5 pounds from water weights. But it's that easy for you to get into the space of supporting yourself in that space without having to starve yourself, without having to go against your natural design. But it all starts with your mentality. And so if you want that transformation and to swap your habits so that you can deprogram your toxic ones and reprogram them to healthy ones that are going to support your mental and physical health, I'm that girl and I can support you. I truly can. Come join in on this masterclass on January 20th. I mean, not January. I said January. Goodness. June 23rd. I said January. June 23rd. Because it's going to support you in shifting your health and shifting the way that you view health and making you want to do this for yourself. But it all starts with your mental, which leads to your action. And so those positive habits lead you to improving your health and reducing your stress and just overall looking better, feeling better, being vibrant, being energetic. And that energy is going to emit from you. And people are going to question and they're going to start asking you, what are you doing? I literally I had 3 different people stop me the other day while the last day of my cleanse, like I had just finished, was going to get my dinner. I had 3 women stop me, and the last one literally looked me in my face. Each one told me how good I looked, but the last one looked me in my face, literally said it so loud, and I didn't know she was speaking to me. So I'm turning around looking like, who's yelling? I'm like, what's going on? And she was like, ma'am, she was like, you are absolutely breathtaking. And I'm standing there. I'm just standing there. Like, I'm standing in line waiting. And so I'm looking and I turned around and like, it was so heartwarming to hear that. And not because I don't tell myself that, and not because I don't fill my own cup up, but because I had just finished a cleanse. I had just finished my cleanse. And so I know the energy that I had put in was coming back and emitting off of me. And I knew that from the first woman that told me, the second woman that told me, and by the third, like at that point, I just kept thanking the Most High. Like I just kept saying thank you, because I was like, I see the progress and I see what I'm doing for myself and how I'm helping myself. And so it truly just made me feel good on the inside more than I already did. Like I say this all the time now, that like my cup is already filled because I fill my cup up in the morning, but that made my cup overflow because I always fill my cup up with the scripture when I wake up, and I fill myself up every single day with my affirmations and loving myself. But when I see that other people can see the same things that I'm feeling on the inside, it just makes me feel even better. And especially helping people understand where I'm coming from and how I've changed. Because the people that knew me before and they come and see me now, especially if they haven't seen me in years, they literally like, they look back, like they take a second and they're like, what have you done? Some people don't even recognize me. I have literally walked past several different people that I have not seen in years, did not recognize me. And like, did not care to make myself known, because at the end of the day, most of those people had nothing to do with my life. But like the point is that I haven't seen them in years. And so like, it's just crazy to me because they look the same, but I don't look the same. And so just to say all of that and tooting my own horn, I just want you to know, I went from being over 200 pounds, could never get down lower than 190. I was all the way up to 220s in my highest, and was going and fluctuating between that for literally the majority of my life. I literally do not remember. I remember being in 6th grade and seeing 150 on the scale and going to the doctor and them telling me I was overweight. That was the lowest I had ever seen myself on a scale in my life that I can remember, besides like obviously weighing in and younger, but that's the youngest that I can remember. And so it only kept going up from there. And so by the time that I was leaving high school, I was 200s. And so like it kept fluctuating. I played sports all my life and I could never stay down. I could never maintain a healthy weight. And so that made me mentally hate my body, hate the position that I was in, sit there and think that I could never achieve the goals that I wanted. I was always seeing people be able to lose weight and to do all of this, but I was doing diet culture too, and it was never working for me. I was seeing people do these supplements, these dietary pills, sitting here watching people do Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig and everything else. So I'm sitting there thinking, like, when I get money, that's what I'm gonna do. Or I had one girl in my school who literally her mother gave her dietary pills, knowing that you're not supposed to give kids that. And so I watched her get that, and I asked my mom, like, can I get one of those? And my mom, of course, being a good parent, was like, no, you cannot. And so I'm sitting there like, why not? Like, her mom did it. It obviously worked, kind of situation. And so I started doing my own thing. I'm like, okay, well, let me just go ahead and starve myself today, not eat anything, go on this diet for 6 months, doing 2 sports at a time, working out twice a day because I'm doing 2 sports. And yeah, I lost weight in between them. But guess what? As soon as I stopped doing all of that, I gained double. I gained everything that I had lost, and then I gained more. And so once I got out of that space and I stopped stepping on the scale, but rather focused on how I felt, and I started to, okay, I know I'm getting heavier, so I'm going to make sure I'm doing my movements. I started focusing on what I was eating. I started rather calorie counting and calorie restricting. I started focusing on making sure I was eating rainbow plates. I started being plant-based. I started eating more fruits and vegetables. I cut out meats. I cut out dairy. And now here I am that have literally lost over 40 pounds. I'm going on 50. Like, I'm almost losing. I was at the point where I had lost 50 pounds, the lowest I have been in this lifestyle. Let me slow down. I'm talking fast. I talk fast. The lowest I have been is 163. Currently, right now, I'm at 173. And like I said, I just did a cleanse, so you can guesstimate of how much I was before the cleanse. Like, I had been doing weight training, and then on top of that, I hadn't reset in a while. So I knew that I had gained weight, but at first I thought it was because I was weight training, I was gaining muscle, but then I started to look, and I was like, I don't know. So I wanted to do a reset and a cleanse. And now here I am, like, still doing my weight training, have not started cutting out anything. I'm not calorie counting. I'm not doing any of that. I just literally flushed my body. That's all it was, because that's all it takes. If you're sitting here and you're wondering, like, how am I going to sit here and get rid of this disease that I have? If you have diabetes, if you're sitting here suffering with high blood pressure, if you're sitting here dealing with insulin resistance, if you have issues with balancing and managing maintaining a healthy weight, all of these things, regardless of what kind of disease or illness you're going through, takes flushing. That's literally what your body needs, is a flush of toxins, release those toxins, and to reset so that it can heal. But that starts with your mentality of what you believe can be done. Because if you don't believe it can be done, you're going to sit there and be negative. You're going to sit there and tell yourself you don't want to do it. But if you know that you can and you want to, you'll say that and you'll reiterate that. And you'll keep yourself on that mentality. You'll keep yourself on that wave. And so I am here to challenge you to take those little small changes to your habits and implement them so that you can have the big results and the big successes like I did. I took small little changes, and that's how led me to being plant-based for 3.5 years, going on 4, and will never go back to the lifestyle that I was living before. And knowing how to support myself each time I have a slip up, or each time that I forget to cleanse for a couple of months, or each time that I just feel like that, hey, I just want to look better. Hey, I just want to get ready for, a vacation. Whatever it is, I know how to support myself in being in that space without this little box of normal or doing diet culture and doing things that make me suffer in between. Because diet culture, I could never be in a positive state in diet culture because I was hungry. I was malnourished. I was starving, and I was constantly starving. And I can say that now, and I'm doing through this cleanse, I was never hungry during this cleanse. That's for sure, for sure. This whole entire 6 days that I was on this cleanse, not once did I sit there and be like, oh my God, I'm so hungry, and then not have anything that I could eat. I ate fruits and vegetables all day long. I drank fruits because I juiced. I drank watermelon juice, and I had watermelon, apple, and I had mixed pineapple in one. So I had a mixture for a 3 mixture, a 1 mixture, a 2 mixture. Like, you know what I mean? I had different juices. I was drinking juice all day long, and I love juice. And so we have to realize the fact that, like, we don't have any strategy to us being healthy. We believe these programs that we spend thousands of dollars in that truly do not support you, because anybody, if you have not witnessed anybody do Jenny Craig Weight Watchers, because I've witnessed a couple of people do those programs. They all look amazing during the program. They feel good. They tell everybody, oh yeah, you need to go do this. But as soon as they quit, they don't say anything else about it, because you know why? They gain all the weight back, and then a couple of months later they gain more. And so we have to sit here and you have to realize you're not putting your focus on the right thing. You're not focusing on gaining your nutrients. You're not focusing on supporting your body. You're focusing on a quick fix. No amount of quick fix is going to give you the health that you need. No amount of quick fixes are going to give you everything that is going to support your body in being healthy and healing. It starts with the small changes that you make, because this is a lifestyle. It's not a diet. Diet culture has fooled you to no end. There is no diet that is going to support you like a lifestyle change is, because this is my life. Me being plant-based is my life. It's not the center focus of my life, but it is a part of me. I'm not going to sit here and act like it's a diet, because a diet is something that you do momentarily. A diet is something that you do when you hate, because we look at society and we know as soon as somebody brings up a diet, you're like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That's not fun. But if you sit there and you talk about the fact that the small changes that you've made and how it's changed your entire lifestyle, people are tapped into it. And they're like, well, what did you do? How did you do that? And it's like, it's not hard. You just have to know how and how to stick with it. And so I support you in doing that with my strategies. And so if you do not tap in on June 23rd, there is a replay, but it's going to be more expensive than it is right now. The masterclass is $111 right now. You can get it with Klarna, Affirm, or Afterpay. And that's slight work. You literally spend $100 on you going to get your nails and your toes done. You spend $100 on food. You can spend $111 to invest it back in yourself and to understand how to shift your lifestyle, and then start making small changes that are literally going to change your life and help you in healing. And you don't ever have to work with me again. Or you can take that, run with it, and then work with me even more. It's up to you. But my suggestion to you is to gain that education, gain that knowledge, because nothing that society is programming you to believe is supporting you, and it's only getting worse. You have to realize that it's only getting worse. What do you do in your program? Hold on, I'm gonna answer that question in just a minute, because you have to realize that these things that we see when it comes to how they're telling you GMOs are safe, and they're telling you that they're ramping up production, and they're telling you all of these different things, that it's the way society is going and how they're trying to better society in the, the 2030 initiative and the 2040 initiative, and even the 2027, 2026 initiative, whatever it is that they have coming out. These are all agendas that keep pushing you to be unhealthy. They all have their own agenda. And literally in the 2030 initiative, it tells you how we're overpopulated and not producing enough food. But the only reason why we're not producing enough food, some real tea right here, is because they're telling these farmers to stop producing things that we need. They're telling these farmers to start producing a bunch of things that are not supporting us and making us malnourished. And so you have to realize it's not getting any better. These doctors are overworked. Like I just said, we're all stressed out, completely stressed out. We're stressed out from our habits. We're stressed out from work. We're stressed out from our family. What's going to happen when you can't get a prescription or a pill because you can't afford it? Maybe your insurance drops you. Maybe they don't have it in stock anymore. What's going to happen when you get diagnosed with diabetes and you can't get access to your insulin? What's going to happen when you're sitting there and you have developed all these issues and you're sitting here because you're eating GMOs and you don't know how to support yourself? What's going to happen when you don't have the doctor to run to? What's going to happen if they shut down like they did during 2020 and you can't go in there willy-nilly? You have to sit there and wait hours on end. You don't have hours on end. You have to realize that incorporating these things that I'm suggesting for you is not just because I need you to work with me. I need you to do this. What I need you to do, because the Most High has led me, is to realize that your body is healing, because He showed me healing. And now it's my chance and my opportunity to share that healing, because that's the only way that we're going to realize as a society, how unhealthy we are, as well as where society is going. And that's us stepping out of the programming and taking a look and realizing, because I've been taking a look since 2020 and realizing and seeing the patterns and seeing the habits, and it's only getting worse. And they're making the next generation so foolish when it comes to things like this, because they don't have anybody in their life, just like I didn't have anybody in my life, and the majority of society now doesn't have anybody in their life that knows how to take care of their body correctly. And so that's the reason why you see all these kids and all these young people, and then you're sitting out here, especially as we get older, and you're like, these young people are crazy. They're walking around here crazy. Yeah, they're crazy. They're malnourished. They've never been able to take care of themselves. They don't know how to regulate their stress hormones. They're full of cortisol. They don't realize how to literally get serotonin and dopamine in a healthy way. They don't know how to support their body in being healthy and nourished so that they don't feel crazy. So all they do is express craziness and stress. And we're teaching this. And you sit there and you say, because we all say it, where is their parent at? Their parent's sitting there crazy too. So when are we going to stop raising crazy people? When are we going to start promoting all this craziness and start to realize that the crazy is starting because we don't even know how to take care of ourselves? We don't even know how to release the crazy in us, because their stress, those toxins, are throwing off your hormonal balance when it comes to your brain. And your chemicals in your brain are the way that your systems function. If your gut is off, your brain is off. If your brain is off, your gut is going to be off. There's connections. Make the connections. And so you said, what do you do in your program? It depends on what program you're trying to work with. It depends on what you're trying to do. Because I have a 6-week program that is a accelerated intensive that is going to show you exactly how, step by step, how to go plant-based, how I did it for myself, what I do for myself, creating products, holistic, healthy, non-chemical products like body wash, perfumes, all of those different things, as well as going to show you how to make food, prep, go through your pantry, go through your refrigerator, release all of the crap that you have that's not supporting you, as well as it will support you in making your own type of medicine, your tinctures and things like that. Everything that you need for you to be able to be set up in the lifestyle and supported through, so that you don't have any questions. Basically, there's no questions. It's literally showing you step by step how to live a plant-based lifestyle. That is my 6-week program. It is a 4-figure investment. Now, if you're talking about the one that I have coming up, my masterclass on June 23rd, it is at 111. And like I said, it's literally getting you from the fight or flight mode stress state that you and majority of society is stuck in. It is an acronym, and I'm going to tell you the acronym for the night. It is living intentionally, flowing energetically. So literally the acronym is LIFE. Living intentionally, flowing energetically. And I'm going to show you how you live intentionally so that it allows you to flow energetically, because society is not flowing. We're not flowing. We're swimming upriver. We're swimming upriver, and we're looking like those crazy fish, and you're looking like, why in the world are they swimming upriver? And we don't even realize it. But I'm flowing energetically downriver, and I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time while I'm doing it. I'm having a good time, because through all the craziness that I research and I look at and I study, one thing I'm not doing is stressing about it, because I know I'm setting myself up for success, because I'm literally prepared. I'm prepared for all of this. And I know that at the end of the day, I'm not malnourished. I'm not sitting here full of toxins, and I'm not leading myself to disease and illness because everything else is getting more expensive. So you don't think healthcare is going to get more expensive? You don't think they're going to start raising your insurance prices if they haven't already? You don't think they're going to start raising your copay if they haven't already? You don't think these people are going to sit here and be like, you know what? I see that you eat this way and you eat a whole lot of fast food on your reports. I'm no longer going to be able to cover you, and your insurance drops you. How are you going to be supported? Because you think that they're going to be fair? Do you think that they really care? There are all types of loopholes, and that's what people don't understand. That yeah, there is law, and then there's legal law, and then there's rightful law, if that makes sense. And so yeah, it can be legal for them to drop you. It's not right, but they can legally drop you because there's tons of loopholes. And a lot of society does not care about what's right. They only care about how to make money. And so once they start to lose money because all these different companies are suffering and they're going to start losing businesses, you have to start realizing they're going to start falling in that category of law rather than legal rather than right. Law for legalness is not mean it's going to be right. And so if you are sitting here and you want to switch that negative mindset. If you are struggling with switching your mindset, which leads to your lifestyle, which leads to the habits that you have, which leads you to being healthy, if you're struggling with that and you want to break free from that cycle, you need to come to this masterclass. If you're sitting here seeking health and wellness and you want to learn more about being healthy, and you want to improve your overall health, you need to be in that masterclass. If you just want to learn about plant-based eating and you want to understand the lifestyle, it all starts with your mindset, and you need to start with your mind. You need to be in that masterclass. If you're a busy professional or a parent and you just don't know where to start with healthy eating, you want to support your kid in healthy eating, if you want to support yourself and you need self-care for yourself as well as your kid, because kids need self-care too, it starts with your mindset and it starts with the habits that you have internally. You need to be in that masterclass. I'm gonna support you all with this. If you are a busy professional or a parent and you're stressed out, you need to be in that masterclass. If you have any health conditions going on right now and you have any health concerns and you don't know what to do about them, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to deal without prescriptions and you want to, I can support you. You need to be in that masterclass. It's going to get you in this space. I'm telling you, it's truly life-changing information, because the class is done, ready to go. I'm so excited. It is going to be on January. I mean, I keep saying January. What is up with me in January? It's going to be on June 23rd at 4:30 Central Standard Time. And if you cannot make it for whatever reason, you can still purchase and get the replay with no issue, no problem. And you get a freebie. I have a freebie that is coming out for the people who go ahead and purchase. It's going to be going until the day of the class. So if you do not purchase before then and the class goes, you will not get the freebie anymore. Sorry to tell you. And on top of that, the price is raising. So not only are you getting at that $111 price currently right now if you go on ahead and you book, but you also get a freebie. And I'm so excited about the freebie because it truly, like, the things that are in that was speaking to my heart. And so when I was asking me to verify myself, I know every time I'm on here a long time, it asks me to verify myself. Okay, I know you want to get out, doggy. Go sit. I know. And so if you are anyone that just needs personal growth and you need mindfulness and you want that to achieve that for yourself and you just don't know how to incorporate it in your life, maybe the things that you've already tried have not been supporting you and you've been suffering, and maybe things have even gotten worse for you. Give yourself a break mentally, physically, emotionally, and just take the time to invest back in yourself and to gain the education with ease, because that's what I do. Because you can do all the research in the world and get all the information and the knowledge that I provide in these master classes, but that takes time. It took me years, literally. I've been doing this since 2020. But if you want to get that and you want to get it all in one space, do it with ease, to get the strategies and to just be able to be supported with the information and to gain the education and the knowledge, I'm here and I can support you. Because you don't have to struggle, you don't have to do it alone, you don't have to sit here and feel like that you're all by yourself. If you're a single parent, if you're a hardworking businesswoman, if you're a hardworking person in business in general, if you work a 9 to 5, if you don't work a 9 to 5, whatever, if you feel stressed out, if you feel like there's no managing, if you feel like you're just making it day by day, stop feeling like you have to do it alone. Stop feeling like that you have no way of supporting yourself, and start supporting yourself by reinvesting in yourself, whether it's educating yourself and taking the time, or investing in my products and services and taking the time to go to the master classes and support yourself and to implement the strategies that I give you, so the habits that can support you. And so now I'm done with my little spiel. If you have questions, I will take questions for a little minute. Like I said, you need to be in that masterclass. I want to say it one more time. I said it 30 million times. I'll say it again. You need to be in that class, because it will truly, truly get you where you need to be. But I'm here. I will take any questions if you have about healthy lifestyle, healthy living, being plant-based. If you have any questions about the masterclass, I will support you. There is, if you click you can't click the link in my bio, but if you go ahead and copy and paste it or screenshot or whatever, go. You're not getting out right now. She's so dramatic. If you have any questions, do you have discovery call? I don't know what that is. Can you explain to me what that is? I don't know what that is. But if you have any questions about being healthier, if you have any questions about being plant-based, I got you. I can support you. I truly can. If you have any questions about any products or services that I have, and like I said, like, you can screenshot it or whatever and go to the link. Or if you just really just want to click it, you can go to my Instagram and you can click it, or my YouTube or my Facebook. however how you want to do it. You said we talk about patient health issues. So are you talking about like a phone call, like a telehealth call? Is that that's what I'm guessing. I was trying to figure out. And I'm assuming that's what that kind of is. I do everything on Zoom. So because majority we're not in the same areas, so I do Zoom calls with people and things like that. Yes, telehealth kind of situation. I would ask questions beforehand so that we wouldn't just be in there and me trying to like figure out, because I have notes everywhere, like notes everywhere. I only thing that I have consultations for currently right now is my 6 week program. That's the only thing that I have consultations for, and that's more of a, not necessarily like a talk about your health, but more talking about like what's your goal, what we want to do, what space you're in currently right now, and then understanding the program. But far as like consultation calls, I really don't feel like I need them, just for the fact that majority of the issues that we're having in our body, it's, for instance, I don't know what you have going on, if you have a disease or illness or you're just wondering, but if you do feel comfortable with sharing, I would love to know, because I think at least 2 or 3 people in the last couple of lives that were talking about they suffer from diabetes, not realizing, because we're not told these, all of these issues that we're having are stemming from inflammation. And so if you release inflammation, it releases all the diseases and illnesses that you're going through. And you have to know how to properly release inflammation, because we're told to take Advil, we're told to take Aleve and Tylenols and all these different things to relieve inflammation, but not realizing that that's not relieving your inflammation. It's just binding onto receptors and binding to those receptors and cutting off all of your pain receptors and not dealing with the actual root cause of the issue. And so, rheumatoid arthritis, hormone imbalance, all of the everything that the inflammation ever, I saw it literally, and all of those things I could definitely support you and help you with. If you do just want a one-on-one call with me, my one-on-ones right now are I'm trying to hold on, I'm gonna get tongue-tied. My one-on-one, I knew I was gonna get tongue-tied. I did it anyway. My one-on-ones currently right now are running as a bundle deal, so you get the one-on-one strategy session with me, so then we talk about things like how you have arthritis imbalances and all those things. We will talk about that, and we would deal with inflammation help, as well as my transition to a plant-based lifestyle masterclass, which will support you, because even though people aren't not necessarily going to stay in a plant-based lifestyle, because that's not everybody's journey, I suggest it. You have to understand that that's the basics of the basics, you getting back to your health, and you have to get back to basic for you to be healthy, because you don't see an infant out here eating steak. You don't see, toddlers out here that are just now starting to eat, sitting here getting a pureed steak. They're sitting there eating fruits and vegetables, because that's the basics. That's how your body resets. That's how your body aligns. That's how your body gets all of the healthy gut balance issue. I mean, not issues. What is it called? Gut balancing, what are the acids that you need? I couldn't think of the word. Acids that you need inside of your body for you to be balanced and healthy. And the same thing with you. You're no different than that toddler that's just learning how to eat. You have to get back to the basics. And then you also get my Purge the Poison ebook, so that you can understand the common toxins that are inside of your food, so that you can not only like sit here and be in this lifestyle, but be able to have healthy snacks that are going to support you in staying in the lifestyle and being able to enjoy the lifestyle. Because I do not sit here and hate the lifestyle that I'm living. Like, literally, I have snacks right here. Like, I have snacks sitting here. I've not eaten anything today, honestly, but I have snacks sitting right here. This is a healthy granola I just found, and it's absolutely amazing. I just found it at Sprouts. I think they have it at Kroger too. Another thing of snacks, I just found these the other day, and they're absolutely amazing. Like, literally, I'm telling you, I eat another thing of snacks over here. Like, I snack, like, I'm not gonna sit here and cap and act like that I don't snack, that I don't eat, consider what is like junk food, because that's junk food for me. But I still eat things that have good ingredients. Like, you can look at this box right here, and it's not a long list of ingredients. It literally has like what, 10 or less, maybe a little less, and they're all natural ingredients. There's nothing in here that's an additive or a filler. But I know how to do this because I've been supported in this lifestyle. I've been doing this for myself for over 3.5 years. And so that's what I help you in, like, for that strategy call, or for you to work with me in that 6 week program, whatever it is. That's how I support you. And so through all the free content that I have, like that's the reason why I don't do consultations currently right now. Maybe one day it'll be something that I do, or maybe it'll pair with something that I have going on later on. But as of right now, with all the free content that I give you, everything that you need to know, as far as like what I would give you in a consultation, I give you here on TikTok. I post all of my lives later on YouTube, so you can go check out my YouTube and go subscribe if you haven't already. And then as well as all of my posts on TikTok. Like literally, I support you with so much free content, so you feel filled up when you get done speaking with me or listening to my lives or whatever, so that later on, if you do have anything else that you have any questions about, you feel comfortable coming to me, whether it's just you DMing me or you feel comfortable with buying a product or a service. My 6-week program is a 4-figure investment. Currently, right now, it is at 1,500, and it will go up. It's not currently going up right now, or not anytime soon, but I'm just letting you know it will go up. I had somebody inquire about it the other day, and so that's just a preference that I always say. But you have to understand that is literally like you having me access all the time. And so that's the reason why, because I view myself highly and I know the qualities that I give. And so you can buy it with Klarna, Affirm, or Afterpay. It's not like you have to buy it outright. But I know that you will invest in what you want. And I know that for what is it called? What is it called? Evidence. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the word that I'm thinking of. I know that from experience. That's what I'm trying to think of, because I literally invested in a amazing woman here on TikTok, and literally invested outright. Like I knew I had the money, did not want to spend the money necessarily, but knew I had the money and wanted to be in her program. No, I did not want to give that money, but I wanted to be in her program and I wanted to be supported. And it has absolutely nothing to do with what I do. It's just her teaching how I could travel and just do what I wanted to do and to live the life and to be healthy and to not be healthy far as like how I teach you, but to be healthy. Hold on, y'all, my phone went on 20%. But just for me to be able to be mentally stable and for me to be able to express myself and to release all of the different things that I had from, childhood healing and all these different things. And so you have to understand that you'll invest in what you want. And everybody in life that has made it up into making, bukus of money, 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, all of these people had a mentor. All of these people invested in somebody that helped them further themselves along. None of these people did it on their own. And you literally can talk to any person that has made any type of change in their life, that has impacted them for the better, that has made them more money, that has done anything for them. They have all invested in somebody that has elevated them. You just have to just do a little research. Just make sure you're buying into somebody who actually cares, because we don't do any research on these people who have these titles, because they have titles. They have these titles and they're giving these people these what is it? These special privileges to make these laws and different things. So we don't question that. But you'll question somebody that's genuinely trying to help you and has factual proof and evidence that shows you that like this lifestyle supports you. Literally every single person that has done some type of fruit cleanse and has reset themselves when they have cancer, diabetes, and all these things, none of them have come back and be like, it never worked. It didn't work for me. It didn't happen. I suffered. They all come back and tell you a remarkable change happened for them, and they have a success story. And I'm one of them. And like I love to be in the space of being one of them. But now it's time for me to help others and to share the knowledge. And yeah, not all of it's going to be free. I have a lot of free content though. So it's not like that I'm sitting here gatekeeping. I have a lot of free content. And if you want it, you'll sit there and watch hours of it. And then once you get to that point, maybe you don't need me anymore. But if you do, I'm here to support you. So I'm not saying any more questions. If you guys have any more questions, please drop them down. Drop them in the comments. But yeah, like she said, she asked if what was my 6-week program. It is a 4-figure investment, but it's literally you get limited access to me, to moi. And you can get literally, like when I say you get limited access, like you get everything that you need. You get recipes, you get pantry audit, you get snacks, you get everything that you would need for you to be able to feel comfortable and to be in the space. I'm not saying any more questions. I went on a little rant and a little tangent at the end. So I hope that everybody has an amazing rest of their day. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube, go ahead and do that. And if you're watching this on YouTube later, don't forget to like this and subscribe. And I hope that you have a blessed rest of your night. I'm going to go get my food. Like I wanted a salad, so I'm going to go get